Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Readiness in the Time of the Shift. I want to talk today about something that I have noticed of late, especially now for the past year or so. Clients, students are coming back to me distressed, some of them even suicidal, as far as trying to find a role. They are emotionally overwhelmed by the role they thought they were supposed to be playing, and the fact that, as if the rug has been pulled underneath them, they find that there is no relevancy in terms of what's happening around them. Whether it is because sociopolitically everything is rapidly changing, the weather patterns are completely out of whack, they have no sense of control and no sense of where to go or what to do. Part of it is that these brave souls know that they have signed up and contracted to come here and be wayshowers to guide humanity into a higher state of consciousness. We don't have to worry about the planet. The planet is fine. It is humanity that's in danger of going extinct unless we align ourselves to higher truth. And it's a short time frame, and there has to be great change and progress in a short time. So one of the things that these souls are doing is that they are suffering for what I call the God assistant syndrome. Well-intentioned, well-meaning, channeling the Spirit of God or high angels and ascended masters, they believe they have a direct connection. They have all the bars to connect them to a higher source. And in some cases, that's true. But on a mundane, and this is when you're connected, but on a regular basis, daily living, you're not connected. But however, there's a part of us, many of us suffer from this, even I, that thinks that somehow I know exactly what the world needs. And if the world were to do exactly according to what I'm thinking, the planet will be in a perfect state. But what's happening now, because of the rapid change, and because of these changes, a lot of these changes are coming from directly the galactic core. And they have nothing to do with your individual will or you thinking that you have alignment and that you know the truth. These changes are happening rapidly because the flight of the galactic equator that we're about to cross is about truth, authenticity, and transparency. And because it's about these three major characteristics, all lies, whether you're holding the lies internally, and we are masters of self-deceit, including me. I have so many things I've learned in the past 3 years about myself because I choose to learn by grace. I'm going to explain that in a minute, as opposed to learning by karma. So this galactic equator crossing, everything on Earth, in fact, the entire solar system is going through this, but everything for a sentient life form on Earth will cause us to face the truth. Now, if you're like me, and you know this is going to happen, I channeled this in 2014, and I knew this was going to happen, I began a process of internal reconciliation, of looking at my Dantian and trying to figure out, I talked about this in previous videos, and trying to figure out where, what lies I'm telling myself, removing the blind spots. Some cases, people call this shadow work. And I've started looking within, and as I did this, I learned a lot about myself, and it gave me a tremendous advantage, because this light of truth is like a wave. So instead of resisting the wave and saying, I'm not changing, I'm remaining, what I know to be true, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm saying, I'm bending like a bamboo to this force. I am allowing it to move through me, and whatever in me that is not true, reveal it to me. Whatever lies I'm telling myself, show me. And when you do this, you go with the flow, and you move, and you learn a tremendous amount. Some of it is very unappealing. Some of it is so shocking when you begin to realize that you had been doing this for 30 years, and suddenly you're shocked to realize, oh my God, I can't believe I've been carrying on like this, right? But it means if you're doing this, you have to surrender yourself to a higher force. Last week, I had talked about the God concept and your higher power and your relationship to whatever that higher power is. You see, if you cannot surrender yourself, for you to do this work, you have to know that there is a higher power, and that higher power desires your wellness. And you're going to have to surrender control. And here is the issue, the crux of the issue. Many of the people that have called me, whether they are suicidal, severely depressed, overwhelmed, crying on the phone. I had one call this morning as I woke up. I was in the shower, and that call, and I went to the phone. Somebody was disempowered, crying, completely breaking down. And it has to do basically with losing control. The bottom line, we are not God's assistant. If you have a relationship with your Creator and you have a spiritual practice that allows you to surrender this control, every time you're faced with something that seems to be overwhelming to you, that you can't control, some situation, either it is the wildfire in California or hurricanes that are coming in with strength that never unheard of, whatever it is that's coming, you have to believe that whatever the catastrophe is, that there is a higher purpose. You may not see it right now, but that your God has a higher purpose through this. There's a greater lesson that you need to learn. And whatever it is, you have to surrender the control to that higher force. Many of these well-meaning souls are not surrendering. They think they have to fight and they have to battle because they spend multiple lifetimes battling. They are so-called warriors, and they're battling. When in fact, what you should be doing is that you need to be neutral to everything. And you have to allow flow to move through you. The people who are battling and the warriors, they will not survive this. And I'm being completely frank and honest with you. I had there's this beautiful soul that lives out of state, and I love her very dearly, and she's a powerful channel. She and I have channeled together on multiple platforms, and we have past lives together. And I reached out to her. I kept feeling the last few times when I saw her, every time I hugged her, I could feel fear coming from her body, like vibration of fear, panic move into me. And after we had conversation for about an hour and two, she calmed down and all that. And when she left, the situation that she walked into was about fear and panic. The thing with her is that she's highly perceptive and can see the future. But the version of the future that she's connected to, because she's in fear, is a very specific version of the future that has to do with fear and fear only. Whereas if you're neutral, you see all of the future simultaneously. The experience for me, because I'm trying so hard to be neutral, I'm not always successful. I don't want to pretend that I'm neutral and I'm the example. Not true. For most of the time I am. There are moments where I'm not. It feels like a fan opens up in front of me, and there are multiple possibilities that go all around me, opening up like a hoop skirt. And I can see all of them simultaneously. See, if you're neutral, that's the way the landscape of the future appears to you. Now, I have to also say that my guides are telling me that anyone that's a seer cannot see anything right now beyond 2027. And when I asked my guides why, because I found that very curious, they said to me that future has not been decided. Humanity is trying to decide right now, collectively, which direction it's going to go. And let me just say here that not all of us will make the same choice. You see it politically right now, how divisive everything is. Some people are holding on and they are marinating in their way. Other people are choosing different paths. Some people are trying to evolve and grow and expand. But there will be a lot of people who will make a choice not to change. And we have to surrender and let go control. We can't change these people. No matter what we say or do, whether you use reason, emotion, you cannot change them. And there could be family members and dear friends of long standing. You have to let them go. And you have to take care of you. You can only rescue self. And the collective rescue will happen as you align yourself to this neutrality and you rescue yourself and you become a channel and a conduit to allow this descent of light to come through you. That radiation and that broadcast coming to you will radiate and will help people perceive a light that they have not seen in a long time. A different broadcast, which is about truth, authenticity, and transparency. I know so many of my lightworker friends and people I consider to be my peers and very powerful have called me recently to say they have had major epiphanies, major breakthroughs that suddenly woke them up and made them realize things about themselves that they had not seen. Look at the Me Too movement or the Paradise Papers that has revealed all of the offshore banking of the rich and famous. 3 million pieces of financial document. All of this is about, all secrets will be revealed. Truth, authenticity, and transparency. It's here, and it's going to be like this until 2027. We need to release the control and surrender it into a higher power and make sure that we are gifting humanity a path toward ascendance. Now, I want to do a small prayer before I close. As I sense the fear and the panic of the world, Lord, grant me the detachment not to impact the fear, the strength and the resiliency to be a good shepherd, the patience to help humanity navigate the storm. Speak to me and help them find peace, serenity, and reconciliation. Help me show them neutrality as a way to respond to injustices without zealotry or emotional blindness. For responding to fear with fear create an equally toxic dynamic. Balancing fear with wisdom and love repair and heal the illusion of separation that divides us. Lord, I am not certain I can accomplish this task, for I am just a man. But in you, Lord, I completely surrender myself and my mission. Guide my path, Lord, and fortify me, that I may do your work and help heal humanity. Amen. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I look forward to talking to you next week. Namaste, love and light, everyone. Many blessings. And leave your comments below and let me know if there is any topics on spirituality that you would love for me to talk about. Thank you.